Alright, GH peeps, welcome back to my channel where we talk all things General Hospital. Today's late night review is for Friday, guys. We made it. It's the end of the work week. We have the weekend to enjoy, and enjoy. It is January the 19th, 2024. So first I want to apologize. I know I didn't upload a video last night. Had some family things going on, and it just time got later and later, and you know guys, things happen. But I'm back. I'm here. We're going to talk about some General Hospital. We're going to talk about some highlights. New subscribers, welcome to the channel. Thank you for your subscription. I hope I earned your subscription. Current subscribers, hey guys, thank you for hanging tough with me and not jumping the ship. And if you haven't already liked and subscribed, hey, hit that like button. Hey, hit that subscription button. It does count toward the algorithms and gets my video out to more people. So, let's talk about General Hospital, shall we? Guys, I am bipolar about my highlights. I am. I ain't even gonna front. Highlight one would be the Nina and the Drew situation with Carly stepping in, taking over Crimson. And I'm like, when has Carly ever ran a fashion magazine? I do think she's doing this to support her man, because they did that whole entire show up with her telling Sam that she's just going to support him, and shows like, well, I don't want you to put yourself at expense for that. And then there's a sneak peek of her asking him about that, or him asking her to step in permanently, and she don't look like she's for that. And I would be redeemed with her if she was like, hey honey, I'm just supporting you, I really didn't want to do this. Because I'm like, yeah, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I just feel like at this very second, it's been enough, right? Sonny shut his door on Nina. Willow has definitely shut the door on Nina. And Michael never did that. Michael never, ever did fire Nina, and he could have. So, I don't know, guys. I'm a little bipolar. I shouldn't say bipolar. That's not right to say, right? I'm a little like, yeah, that's juicy. This is going to be hot mess. It's going to inflame Nina to come back more. But I would rather them be frenemies, our social, you know what I'm saying? And bring in the real villains, bring in the real craziness. And let's just leave the characters as, but I don't know. Anyway, guys, if you have any highlights, I have more, but let's just talk about General Hospital, because this probably be a little bit of a long-winded video. But if you if please leave your highlights in the comment section. You guys know I love your highlights. I love your comments. I love your thoughts about where the story's going. You know I love them. And I love responding back to them too. So it's always nice to know that there's all these opinions out there. And I'm always down for different opinions. I think different opinions is what makes us Earthlings special. But anywho, let's talk about General Hospital, honey. Because it was given, honey. I'm not going to lie. GH has been on fire. Okay? I'm just... it's been given juice. I don't know if it's the good juice or the bad juice, but we shall see. We shall see. So the day show starts off at the General Hospital, at GH Hospital. It's a hospital show, so I like it when it's hospital themed. I'm hoping we get a lot more hospital drama. And Sai has called Laura regarding his visitor, and he tells Laura about him dropping the charges on Sonny. Oh my gosh. Uncle Sai is just too much, y'all. But he talks about how he dropped the charges against Sonny, and it has reliving his spirit. Because Laura's like, oh, you look better. You look like you're doing okay. You look good. And he's like, well, that's because I dropped the charges on Sonny, and it just helped me heal. And my soul is my soul, yeah. So basically saying he's healing better. And Laura's like, well, what led you to this unburdening? Because he told us that he by dropping the charges, and we all know why he did it, because Nina gave him airtime, and I'm wondering if that was through an Aurora conglomerate, and I'm wondering, is that gonna blow up now that they've taken over Crimson from Nina? This deal she made with Cyrus, will that still remain? I hope so, because the backfire will be Cyrus going back and pressing charges on Sonny, and that whole "hoo, we got you, Nina" going to backfire and get him back in the hot seat anyway. We'll see. Whatever it is, it's going to be juicy. But anyway, he tells her it was accountability, and I'm looking like, okay, Cyrus, you're dirty as you dirty, bro. You dirty. You just not even. He ain't even trying now. He got 15 million faces, And Sai acknowledges the fact that he provoked Sonny at the wrong time. Instead of giving him his grace and walking away, well, let's just say the beating never would have happened. And he's right. It wouldn't have. If he wouldn't have been antagonistic, it wouldn't have. But at the same time, does that mean when you're being an ass, you deserve to get your ass kicked like that? I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. But moving along, Lauren questions, is that the reason why he called her, because he got this epiphany? And he's like, no, actually, I called you because of a lost soul in need of your help. And I was like, oh, hell. Uncle Cy at it again. Uncle Cy is at it again. So he's like, that's when Spencer walks in, and Laura's looking at him, and he's looking at she's looking at Cyrus, and she's like, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? What's the deal with all this? And Cy's like, well, I had a visitor last night, and she felt alone and felt like everything had been taken from her. And Spencer's like, Esme. And Laura's like, Esme? Why would Esme come here? And I'm like, yeah, why would Esme come here? Everybody else was like it too. I know there's a lot of people who are not happy about this whole entire situation, but we got to remember, this is soap operas. So, either we're going to get some really drab and boring long stories, or we're going to get juice. And this so happens to be part of General Hospital's juice plan. But anyway, and I'm for it. I'm sorry, it's messy. I'm for it. Okay, so anyway. So Cyrus is like, so do you want to tell her, or do you want me to? And then why is Nicholas Chavez using this deep voice all of a sudden? We do know that I'm hearing that he's actually doing the Menendez thing right now. So I'm like, are we already experiencing a darker Chavez, a darker Spencer? And if so, as long as he ain't dark like murderers killing his parents dark, but a little edgy Spencer wouldn't hurt anybody, especially if he knows how to fight and Dex doesn't beat him up anymore. But anyway, he was like, I saw my father. And this what, I feel so bad for Laura, because she's like, Nicholas is in town? He's here? Oh, poor Laura. She can't have none of her kids, right? And she's like, Nick's back in Port Charles? Where is he? And I was like, wow, she looked really like excited. Not like, oh, I want to hug but my son is here. And Spencer's like, yeah, he was in for the night and now he's already gone. And she's like, and you can see Laura, what's her real name? Let me look at Laura. I normally know Laura Lou's real name. I've been calling her Laura Lou a little too long. But anyway, she was just Jeannie Francis. Jeannie Francis was, sorry Jeannie, sorry girl. Jeannie was killing the game with her emotions today, because, and I felt for her. We need her kids to come back, y'all. Somebody, Lulu, Lucky, and Lucky, and why we ain't gonna even talk about it. I'm getting off subject. I told you this might be a long one. My bad. But let me get back on track. So she was like, well, yeah, at least you got to see him. And he said, well, did he say why he was coming back? And then Spencer says, well, yeah, he came for Ace. And I let him have him. I thought he was going to say, well, he came for me and Ace. But I told him, hell no, I ain't going. But you can take my brother, though. But I feel like he's not telling, and maybe he don't care because fuck Esme, as far as he's concerned. But he's really not telling the saving grace is that he did struggle with this. He did. Because he's like, you're not taking my brother nowhere. And they went back and forth. But, you know, Cassadines, you know, got away with things. So anyway, Laura, of course, is furious and says, how could you do such a thing? And Spencer tells her that Ace was not safe. And Laura says, Esme has proven herself to be a good mother. And does Esme know that Nick has Ace? Cyrus tells Laura that was the reason why Esme had visited him, because she wanted his help tracking Nicholas down. And Laura Lou's like, why would she think you would help her? And, you know, Cyrus is like, well, I am part of the family. And I am from the dark side. He didn't add that in there, but we all know. We all know. Esme from the dark side. Cyrus is from the dark side. Esme recognizes dark side behavior. That's why she went to Cyrus. Because she knows he's dark side. Even though he's playing all that play, she knows. That's why she went to him. She went to all the dark side people. Him, Ava. Kyrie said, don't get me mad at me. But you know Ava from the dark side. Morally gray, as we shall call it. Hell. Anyway, where was I at? And then she asked Spence to explain, and he was like, all about my soul, right? Because you're the... Oh. And he asked Spence to explain, and Spencer said some catty to Cyrus, and he said it back, and he was like, well, you're the one, because Spencer's like, oh, because it's all about my soul, you care about my soul now. And Cyrus is like, well, you're the one helping kids get kidnapped. Cy is really trying to get into Laura's good feels, ain't he? He would do anything. He's becoming the neighborhood snitch. And Spencer's like, well, I didn't take Ace. Laura's like, no, you just handed him over like a package. He really, well, eventually he did. How could you take a baby? How could you take a baby from the only family he knew? And as I was getting through this story, I come to realize, and I know you guys did, and she of course expressed it. It wasn't the fact that Nicholas, because okay, let me slow down. Let me slow down, because I'm about to catch myself. And he says, I did okay. She's like, because I love my brother, and I'm not gonna let him be raised by some psycho. And she's like, Laura's like, every time you get upset, this is your excuse. That's what you always want to go to. But Esme done changed, and she has worked to become a better person. And I'm like, where has she changed and worked? Because she got a motherfucking job. A criminal can have a job, Laura Lou. That don't mean she ain't changed. Because she ain't drugged or took no sex videos lately. Oh, sorry, I should have said that on YouTube. But because she ain't did none of her affairs lately, now she good. That don't change nothing. Oh my gosh. And then when she said even if she did remember, you know what I'm saying, she would still do right by Ace. I said the night of the day that she remembered, she went out and had drinks and didn't come back to see, and was late going to get her son. She actually forgot she had a kid and didn't spend his first Christmas with him. So I'm gonna stay out of it. Now I'm gonna keep my opinion, because this is a review. Why not review and show my opinion, right? Right. I'm bipolar about this one too. Do I think it was right? No. Is it a good storyline? Yes. I hope they write it good. Very much so. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, they're all implying that Nicholas is on the run and he's doing all this stuff and he's not technically safe with the baby. But I'm like, didn't you, Laura Lou, weren't you just talking? Was it to Jordan or somebody about Nicholas's, or Alexis, about Nicholas's charges and saying how since Esme don't have a memory, he really can't be charged with anything? So I don't know, guys. Y'all tell me what y'all think about. I know a lot of people have already expressed that they didn't like that Nicholas took the baby. I mean, yeah. I just, Ace, she talking about Ace gonna be on the run. I'm like, from who? Because you couldn't even find him. Who he on the run from? This boy on a private island having some nanny wipe his ass and having everything he wants brought to him. He will be he will be raised to be a royal pamper Cassiter. I can't wait. I hope they keep Ace gone until he's like 15. He come rolling through that motherfucker. Him and his daddy. All about the mess. I guess I don't want them to be gone that long. But maybe he can come back around the time when Spencer was, you know, being his precocious self. Maybe like around 7, 10, 12, you know, Violet's age. See him be a little messy. That'll be in a couple of years. You know, they age these kids so damn fast. Anywho, I done jumped all the way over this story, haven't I? Oh, and then when Laura brings up Esme's confessing and regretting, and Ava still pressing charges, I'm like, Laura, are you serious? I'm sorry, guys. I'm not Team Esme. I don't care if she being a parent, that don't make your crimes go away. Oh, you're a good mom. You still murdered somebody. You still set up another person to go to jail for a crime they did not commit. And that person did nothing to you but show nice to you. That to me shows a person that has untrustworthy behaviors. And I was laughing when they took little Ace. I was like, oh shit. Ace love his daddy. She's like, Ace ain't gonna know him. Ace was all hugging on his daddy. No, I'm just joking. I'm being messy, guys. I'm being messy. So Sai does tell Laura about Spencer turning in Esme. And Spencer's like, yeah, because she doesn't want anybody to know. And Spencer tells them about the Spence thing and how she was acting like old Esme-ish. And Lulu brings up Esme's, you know, confession and regret to breaking into Ava's Windermere, and how Ava still pressed charges anyway. And Spencer brings up that Esme said she supposedly did when she had brought up that when she's like, well, we know Ava still mad at me for what I supposedly did to Trina. And he was like, supposedly? And he was like, and she's already acting like her old ways. And this one here stopped me too. Because who knows Esme better? Laura don't know Esme. Laura don't know Esme from a can of paint. Laura just met Esme. Who dated Esme? I mean, and I'm not going to say he knew her because she showed him a different face too. But he knows way, way, way more about her than Laura does. And I will back off and say Laura did say, I would have listened to you. I would have trusted you if you just would have came to me. We could have went to the police. We could have forced her to tell the truth. And then she would have to face charges. And at least Ace would be with the people that he knows and he would be safe. So Laura Lou, I give you the high five on that one, because I was looking at Laura Lou like, okay, I'm about to just scream. And she saved the day with that one. She's like, I would have listened to you. I would have listened to you. And I'm like, well, you're not listening now, but I think it's because of everything that's happened. You know what I'm saying? But she ends up calling Dante. He's like, don't you call him. You're going to get my dad in jail, and my brother's going to come back to Esme. And she's like, I have to. And she does call. And sneak peek shows Dante threatening to send Spencer to jail for kidnapping. So we shall see how that turns out. Moving along. If I missed anything, guys, you know, please let me know in the comments. We're going to fly on over to Ava in the art gallery. And this kind of cracked me up, because I know Esme desperate. Because before Ava thinks she's up there doing some paperwork, and she hears somebody walking in, and she thinks it's Trina. She said, hey, Trina, I thought you had today off. I thought I told you to take the day off. And she turns around and she sees it's Esme, and she's like, what the? You do? girl, you better get up out of my establishment, girl. You better go. And Esme's like, no, 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 wait, just wait. I need your help. And then this scene goes on as Ava's like, oh, so you've had one too many knocks on your head, Esme. And Esme, you know, she is really playing old and classic, new and classic Esme to a T. Because I heard old Esme through all of this, baby. Cyrus even caught it. Oddly, he didn't tell Laura that part. I guess he wanted to keep that as a trigger nugget for later. But he even said that this is more about possession than you being caring about this boy. And he didn't say that to Laura. So maybe he's holding out for a little nugget he can use against Esme to say, you know, do you have her work for him? Well, I helped you. Esme need to watch out who she getting in bed with. But we see who she go at the end of this one. We see where she go. But anyway, so Esme's like, do you think I would be here asking for help? I said, do you think I want to be here asking for help? Classic Esme. Well, at least you don't have to break in now. Now, she said, because Esme still, I mean, not Esme, because Ava's still like, you know, she's still like, you didn't serve time for breaking into my spot. And she's like, oh, Ava, you already did that already. And Ava's like, yeah, that's because criminals need to be in jail where they belong. And that's when Esme tells Ava that she was justified since she actually did break into her, went to Windermere. And this is what I mean when I say Esme is balancing out classic Esme and new Esme very well. Because now she knows how to be repetitive, because the old Esme did not. And I think she learned that from conversations with Spencer recently, how to show repentance real fast so people get thrown off the scent. But Nicholas wasn't going for that. He was still on it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, and then she asks, Ava says, okay, so what do you want? And Esme goes right out, have you seen Nicholas? And she says, why? Have you? No. Why are you asking me? Because he kidnapped my son. Esme tells Ava about what happened. Ava asks her, did she see Nicholas? And she's like, no, he left like the coward he is. Esme's pissed. Esme says, I can't believe Spencer let Nicholas take Ace. I never thought he would betray me. Thought we were getting along. He hated his father. And Ava's like, well, like father, like son. And I'm like, that was telling. That was telling. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, I'll repeat that one line. She can't believe Spencer let Nicholas take Ace. I never thought he would betray me. If you have no memory, and maybe I guess she's going off of their new founded, but I think she's really going off of old Esme's memories, because she knows Spencer didn't have no love for his daddy. Old Esme knows that too. But anyway, I don't know, guys. Maybe I'm reaching. This is like Ace doesn't know. Oh, and then Esme, you know, she's like, Ace doesn't even know Nicholas. He's gonna be scared and confused. Nicholas doesn't know what he likes. He needs his mother, and I can't be without my son. He's all I got. And you know, Ava actually understood, because Ava knows how it is to have their kid to be removed from her more ways than one, if you get my drift. First Kiki when she was born, and then Avery, or was it Avery? Was Nina kidnapped Avery? It was Avery. Yeah. So it was Avery. It was Avery twice. I'm not sure about Kiki. No, Kiki Kiki was taken from her. Kiki was murdered, unalived. And then there was Avery. Avery was taken from her after she was born by Nina. And then they had that whole entire disgustingness between Sonny and Carly, keeping it was just, oh yeah. So Ava knows exactly, and she actually felt her on that. But she still doesn't know why Esme is coming to see her. And Esme explains that she knows that Nicholas can't stay away from Ava, and she was just hoping that he had came by and seen her. And of course Ava lets her know that he did. And she's like, you helped him take my baby. That's why you pressed those charges. And Ava is like, first of all, I didn't even know that was you that broke into Windermere. And I sure in the hell didn't know that Laura Lou was going to make you confess to nothing. I would have never had anything to do with this. And I had to look and I was like, well, maybe not the way that Nicholas did it. Ava would have did it so that nobody would have never known. You know what I'm saying? Then that's when Esme's like, well, how can I find Nicholas? And she was like, you can't. He is a Cassadine, honey. He's got money, resources, private islands. Laura couldn't find him. You won't be able to either. Esme's like, well, I'm not giving up on my son. And I have resources too. And Esme was like, you have no idea what you getting yourself into. And Esme's like, I got somebody that knows the underground too. And she's like, who? And she's like, Cyrus. And Ava's face, Cyrus for no. What did he promise you? And Esme was like, nothing. He didn't promise me nothing. I ain't got nobody that's gonna help me get my baby back. I ain't got nobody. I ain't got nobody to help me get my son back. And Ava's actually like, wait, don't. And she's like, no, stay away from me. And she takes off running. And we all know where she runs to. I'm pretty damn sure she has went to see Heather, her mother. And when Heather finds out that they took her grandson, I'm telling you right now, we ain't gotta worry about it. Cause I have this sick feeling that there's gonna be son for a son. You took my son, so I'm gonna take yours. Heather don't play about that. So it's going to be very, very interesting and juicy as hell to see this story play out. And we all know that Nicholas Chavez is leaving anyway. So I just don't want nothing to happen to Trina. I'm sorry. Is that wrong for me to say I don't want nothing to happen to Trina? I really don't want nothing to happen to Trina. But moving along, because Trina didn't have nothing to do with this retarded stuff, and I'm pretty sure she's not going to be happy with Spencer about it. Not at all. But knowing Esme, she don't care. She's going to burn the whole entire house down. But anyway, we're going to move over to General Hospital. And we got Adam waking up in the hospital with a sore throat and confusion, and Willow telling him that his friend saved his life when he asked, why am I here? And Willow asked, does he remember anything from last night? And Adam tells Willow that, you know, he was at a frat party house getting drunk. And I'm like, I don't know. What frat party you gone to? Well, I guess that could happen. That could happen. But Willow was like, well, you were actually alone at the park. And it was Josh that actually found you. And Adam says, oh, you know, when I get drunk, I do that a few times. And I'm thinking to myself, boy, you don't even drink. What are you talking about? Well, this is your second time drinking, the frat party, and now public intoxication, trying to unalive yourself. And she's like, Willow brings up the pills, which Adam says was for a cold. And I'm like, he had a hell of a cold. You took all of them. He had the cold of all colds. He had COVID, SARS, pneumonia, chicken pox, chicken feet, SARS number 15, 1000, P12, A1C. You took like 8-9 pills, baby. What kind of cold was you trying to fight? Damn. And then, you know, Willow tells him that his stomach got pumped and that he's really lucky to be alive. And he's like, yeah, lucky. And I'm like, oh, this poor baby really wanted to kill himself. He really wanted to kill himself. But he was still in denial because, let me finish. So, meanwhile, Joss and Dex. Y'all see my face. I ain't gonna spend too much time with this weirdness. But Joss has stayed there overnight, and Des is asking her why didn't she call him, and she's like, well, I know how you feel about Adam, and I didn't want to bother him. And he's like, girl, you're my woman. So when things like this happen, that's not irrelevant. I'm gonna be here for you. And she's like, sorry, my phone was dead. And then she's still blaming herself for she's still blaming herself for what's going on with Adam, but I do think Dex says some right on stuff to her today. He was like, Dex let her know that, oh no, that's not the part. Yeah, because Joss wants to apologize to Adam, and Dex tells her the only people that need to apologize is his parents, is Adam's parents. And Joss still thinks this is about grades, and Dex tells her it's about shame. It's about shame for letting his parents down, and that he wants them to actually be proud of them. And we have never got that reference in the Adam story. But and then Joss is like, but he acts like he can't stand them. And Dex is like, no, it's just the opposite. Adam loves his parents, and he feels like a failure because he can't live up to their expectations. Y'all remember when I said that maybe the parents, I mean, they can be asses. I'm going to take it back because I'm about to read the asshole what he had to say. Yeah, forget it. Scratch it. Scratch it. But we'll see, because he could just be a domineering parent that's pushing his kid and not realizing, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that, because I gotta hurry up. Let me hurry up. Anyway. And then Joss asks Dex, was that how it was for him? And he's like, not exactly. I found peace when I walked away, and I hope Adam doesn't have to move to make the same choice. And Joss was like, well, he really does need help, doesn't he? And he's like, what he needs is a good friend. And I'm like, how you not gonna know this boy don't need help? Girl, you've been watching him crumble apart for the past 3 weeks. I know we have. I knew the boy needed help the first time I seen him on the screen. And now you just realizing that, Joss? I'm like, why do they gotta make... And y'all let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think they made Joss kind of dumb so Dex can look kind of smart? Y'all let me know what y'all think about in the comments. Did they make Joss kind of dumb so they can make Dex smart? Y'all let me know, because that's what I feel like they just did. Not saying that Dex is dumb, but anyway. So Adam, we're going back to Adam, and he's in the room with Portia. And Portia walks in and asks Adam, Adam's asking her straight about when can I leave? Which honestly is not shocking in these situations. That is one of the conversations they normally people be having. And Willow leaves to check on the attendee, and Adam apologizes for last night and states that it was all just a big misunderstanding and that his friend Joss overreacted. So can I leave? And Portia's like, well, Joss normally doesn't overreact, and the hospital staff definitely doesn't overreact. It's clear what happened here. And I don't know if she should have been the one having this discussion with this young man because of the situation and the psych diagnoses that I'm sure they're going to attach to him. I just feel like when you're just waking up from suicide, you need a person that's trained in dealing with that. And I'm not saying that Portia doesn't, but that's why she has to have the attendee clear him. So I kind of felt that maybe they were just writing her some lines to make her more, prominent in this scene, but she should not have been. Normally doctors will address the health part, but the psych issues, they leave that in that discussion, they leave that to the therapist. They don't get involved normally. Now there may be some doctors that are like, I'm just all reaching, but normally that's not something that they get involved with, because she could say something that could be triggering to him, which we're about to get into right now. So no, I'm gonna stop. Stop interrupting. So Portia tells Adam that Joss, another staff, is overacting, and it's clear what happened. You will need to be cleared by a psychiatrist before being DC'd. That's hospital policy. Adam tries to use knowing Trina as a way to get discharged, and Portia lets him know, after your evaluation, then we'll discuss we'll discuss this unfortunate accident. Then you can be deceived. But If not, then we will have to discuss next steps. Now, let me make sure I said that right. Portia's okay. After your evaluation, then we can discuss. After your evaluation and we discuss the unfortunate accident, then we can decide about discharge. But if not, we will have to discuss next steps. And I thought that was the part that she should not be speaking on. I think you need to let a trained therapist speak on that, because a person, you can trigger a person. They played it down a lot, but I really feel like they just gave Portia speaking lines. Not mad at the actress getting speaking lines, but I don't think her being in that room at that time. I do know she was waiting for the intended and they wanted to comfort him, and he was putting Willow in an uncomfortable position, but she also put herself in a position too. Moving along. I'm just talking, guys. I need to stop. I've been in the hospital too long. But I could be wrong. Somebody could check me and let me know if it's different. But I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Adam asks, what do you mean? I don't have rights? I can't leave? What if I don't consent? And normally in real circumstances, it turns okay? Because they're like, oh, you trying to hold me against myself? Where's my phone? Where's my shit? Get my clothes back. Now they're freaking out. They toned this down for y'all. Ooh, Jesus. Not every situation is like that, but I want to say a good lot of them are. And Portia reminds him that he does have rights, but those are determined by your diagnosis. Another thing she should not have been mentioning to him, because she is not the doctor that discusses that. We want the best for you, but if it's determined that you're a threat to yourself or somebody else, the hospital policy is we can't discharge you. Now, I like the fact that she was given a hospital policy, because by right she has to do that. But when you have a person and you don't know what their mental state is, you don't give them final destination words. You can't because you can trigger them into more bad behaviors. So we got lucky that they didn't stick to the whole entire ball and chain with this one, because that room could have, security have to be called a lot of the times in those situations. People don't like to be held against their will. Then Portia mentions his parents, and Adam says you cannot tell them. They can't know. And Adam asked, did Portia tell them about the pills and that he tried to hurt himself? And Portia, she caught that one. Is that what happened? No, it was just an accident. Portia tells him that he's 18 and adult, so as far as the hospital is concerned, HIPAA, honey. HIPAA. We can't release your information to anybody. Now, what they ain't gonna tell you is if you were on your parents' insurance, your parents gonna know anyway. See, my daughter wasn't an adult, so I didn't get any more calls or any more things about consents for anything. She was going doctor doing her own thing. But the billing, yeah, it's in my name. Insurance, it's in our name. So he might have hid that, but anybody can look and see what the charges were on there and know that something happened and somebody had to get the stomach pumped. Just saying. You really can't hide everything. But it is true. So, and Portia lets him know, but his parents are going to have questions. And they are when they get that hospital bill. Like, why were they pumping your stomach? What kind of liquor was you drinking? And she lets him know that he's also going to need support. And Portia asks him, it's time to be not just honest with his parents and the doctor. Please be honest with the doctor. If you can't be honest with nobody else, be honest with your doctor. They can't even disclose what you tell them. So 9 times out of 10, and they've heard some stories. Y'all can never, well, y'all could surprise the doctor. I have surprised the doctor. But it's very hard to, because they've heard it all. Anywho, we're going to fly over to Willow, because now Portia's left the room. After she told this boy that he can't leave and all this, then she just leaves him unattended. Moving along, Willow and Portia talk about the stress of kids, that are facing isolation, school shootings, and everything that's going on in the world. And that depression and anxiety are an epidemic for this generation, and that I can agree with. Joss walks up asking to see Adam, and Portia lets her know that he is awake, but unfortunately, he's on a 24-hour cycle. Can't nobody see him. Nobody. Sometimes it's a 48-hour, depending on how tragic the situation is. And that's when Dad walks in and wants to see his son. And Portia introduces herself, and he wants to know where's Adam and if he's okay. And I'm like, he's loud and boisterous. Oh my goodness, the father. And she lets him know that he's resting, and we're waiting to see an attending. And he's like, for drinking too much and making a fool out of himself? Does that really require further assistance? I don't want you running up my bills now. And that's how I was like, oh, he is kind of a douche. We've already squandered money on his education. We were actually afraid of this happening. When can I take my son home? And as Portia's like, you know what? I'll go check. Because now this is so out of, once again is why she should have said, let me have the attending after they see your son talk to you. So we, because you ain't going to be coming after me like that, Mr. Man. I just introduced myself trying to, warm you into the situation. So Joss, little Carly, tells Portia, Adam can't go home. He needs help. And I'm looking at her like, okay, the boy was on medication, so obviously he was seeing some type of doctor. I'm pretty sure, well, I don't know, because his parents all sound like they wanted to spend money on his health care, but we don't know that, but let me stop. So Adam, then that's when Adam dad accuses Joss of drinking with him. And that's when Des come in like, whoa. She don't be drinking like that. She don't be drinking like that. She don't be drinking with your son. She's the one who found your son. And that's when Josh says, yeah, he was alone and nearly passed out. Dad says, yeah, that's what we've been concerned about, his behavior. No, Dad says we've been concerned about his behavior for a while. He's just not mature enough to live on his own. And Josh was like, it ain't got nothing to do with maturity. Josh says Adam needs help. Dad appreciates and he's concerned and grateful. He said it too with quotations. Grateful for your so-called help. I got it now. And then Josh is like, Adam's been hiding stuff from you because he's afraid of you. Why? We only want what's best for him. Dad brings up his promising career, his good test scores for PCU, his 4.0, and how if he stays on track, he'll go to the top tier medical school. Now he's out drinking, partying, squandering our money away. That's when he starts to ask, because Josh is getting in his face now, because she's like, that is not what Adam is doing. And Adam's dad asks her to leave because this doesn't concern her. And that's when Josh blurts out that Adam attempted to unalive himself, and that he's afraid of his parents, and that he would rather be dead. He would rather be dead than face them. And his dad's like, you're lying. And that's when he asked Josh to be removed, and that he will sue the hospital if Josh goes in within 50 feet of Adam. And Portia's like, okay, whoa, you don't have to do that. But what does Josh go do? Little Carly? What does little Carly go do? Little Carly goes and hollers and goes in and peeps in at Adam just so that Adam can look at her and turn his back on her ass. I'm like, girl, let that boy be. He gonna get the help he needs and your friend will be okay. But right now, what he needs, you can't give him. You can't. You support him when he's ready to talk to people. But right now, he needs an awakening, like along with his daddy. So we're going to wrap this. I'm going to make this fast, guys, because I know I'm making another long video again. So we at Kelly's now. And we got Carly looking for an assistant manager for Bobby's. And I should have known something was wrong right then. And then we got Sam walking in, and she's letting Carly know that she's meeting Drew. And Carly looks like, Drew has a meeting at Aurora. You're going to be waiting for a while. So while they're there, they start discussing how Bobby Oh, they discuss how the business is thriving, and Carly wants Bobby's to live up to the namesake. And Sam tells Carly about her concerns about Drew changing, and tells Carly, since you're the main person that spends the most time with him, I just wanted to know what you think. And I said, ain't that a damn shame? Even the mother of his daughter know that he don't spend no time with his daughter. That should be the person he spends the most time with, is his child, the one he hadn't seen, the one he was screaming about in Nina's face. I was like, oh my gosh, boy, you ain't even tried to, even when you was in town, you weren't trying to see that girl. You better gone somewhere with that, Drew. But anyway, Carly brings up what happened to him in Pentonville and that he's struggling. And when he gets his bearings, they found out about Nina turning them in. And then that same night, they found out about her mom dying. And she's like, you know what? We're just angry. I'm angry. He's angry. And Sam is like, I understand your anger towards Nina. That's justified. But Drew is angry at the world. Carly's like, my instincts are telling me to, Carly's like, she talks about her wanting to get back with Nina, but she wants to be more like her mom and focus on what's important. And that's honoring her legacy. That's what's important to her. And I'm going to bring, if I don't remember to bring that up, Carly didn't do that at the end with this. Bobby would have laughed, but Bobby would not have been happy about Carly doing that. Bobby would be like, you won. That girl lost her daughter and her husband within 24 hours. Why? Just leave her alone. Don't just keep kicking the dog when the dog's already down. Don't do that. So I was not happy. I'm just gonna keep it real. I was not happy about the whole entire taking Crimson from Nina. That kind of pissed me off. Didn't piss me off, but I was like, damn, Carly. And I know why she's doing it, and this is going to tell us why. First, y'all, she says, because Bobby would, and because Sam tells her Bobby would be proud of her, and Carly's like, thank you. And then Carly mentions, but Barbie also gave people second chances, and that's what we should do with Drew. And I'm like, and you couldn't do that with Nina? You couldn't do that with Nina? Okay. I know but you couldn't do that. You couldn't take the high road, Carly? I was real upset with her about that one. And Sam agrees on supporting Drew, but she's like, how? And Drew's like, and Carly's like, well, just got to keep talking to him and giving him time. And Sam's like, well, I just want you to know you're not alone in this, and that there's a lot of people that care about him. And this is where this is the part, my favorite highlight of this whole entire conversation, because the rest of it was BS. But what happened to him was my fault. She talks about what she did with, selling her shares so that she can selling, whatever she did to get money and whatever she did with that SEC shit. And he told me not to several times. And then he took the fall from me. He wouldn't have even had to have that choice if it had been for me. I'm going to do everything I can to make up for it. So maybe she didn't. So when she said I'm going to do everything I can to make up for it, I'm thinking that's why she chose to go run along with him to bring Nina down. Like, I'm pretty sure old Carly loved it, but I don't think new Carly loved doing this at all. I don't know. We'll see. And that's when Sam says, well, hold on. She didn't. As long as helping him doesn't come at your expense, because that's the last thing he would want for you. And that's when Carly looks away. And that's when I was like, she doesn't seem like she's proud of it. I mean, she walked in there proud of it when that happened, but she didn't seem like it. And let's talk about it so we can wrap up this story, because man, I did it again. We're at Crimson, and Nina takes a deep breath, holds her head up high, and walks into Crimson, only to see movers boxing her shit up and moving her shit out. First of all, Nina fucking Reeves, she slayed that outfit. heels, all of that. Slayed. When she, and the glasses, the big wide rim glasses, when she was in the middle of that elevator, and she was like, and held her head up and walked up in there, I was like, that is a high-risk. That is the editor-in-chief. That is the person that I would buy clothes from. Fashion, I would trust her fashion sense, because that outfit, in fact, every time she dresses, she be clean as hell. I just can't stand her old victim having ass. But man, she be clean, and honey, she didn't have the kitten heels on today, baby. She had on the heels, honey. Legs, she was looking good. I was like, go ahead on, Nina, girl. But anyway, so she's like, who ordered this? And Drew's like, I did. And then he sends the movers out for a quick break. And Nina tells Drew that he can't order her out of her own office. This is trespassing. And she was giving all this. I was like, go ahead on, Nina Reeves, Queen Iris. Drew's like, no, Nina. This is business. I own Aurora. Aurora owns Crimson. I know you're the editor-in-chief, but I'm still your boss. For now. Well, he says, I'm still your boss. Till now. You're fired. I was like, what? Oh my God. There was spoilers, we're talking about it. Oh yeah, girl. Removed her from the head flagship for Aurora. And Nina tells him that that he's making a big mistake. And he was like, maybe, but it's my mistake to make. Nina tells him she's not just gonna roll over, and that he may own Aurora, but Mike runs it. And what do you think he'll have to say? Drew's like, hooray! It's like, oh, you are a petty little motherfucker, ain't you, Drew? He runs it, I own it, and I get the final say. And that's when Nina's like, that means Michael don't know. Or he disagrees with your decision to fire me and run Crimson into the ground. Michael may have Sonny's last name. He may hate me, but he is a Quartermain to the bone and doesn't let his personal feelings interfere with balance sheets. And I'm like, well, Nina, he did kind of sell his share, traded his shares over to keep your secrets, so I don't know. That was kind of a personal feeling, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I mean, I guess it didn't really drop the quarter bomb. It was just Ned had more voting rights. And that's when Drew was like, well, don't forget, I'm a Quartermain too. Then take a page from your nephew's book. I ran a tight, profitable ship for years, saved it from bankruptcy when Julian Jerome ran it to the ground for a tax write-off. Crimson is now the top fashion magazine in the country. It is Aurora's flagship title, and it is my baby. I was like, woohoo, woohoo. Drew, you just opened up Nina. I think you need to shut Pandora's box. I don't think you want this motherfucker out. Just saying. She brings up what kind of father would destroy his daughter's legacy because Scout is the major shareholder of Aurora. And Drew's like, don't you dare mention my daughter. And then he changes back, because I think Drew's a little bipolar. I don't know. And then he changes and he asks Nina, what did I do to you? Did I harm you in some way? And Nina's like, it wasn't about you. It was all about Carly. And Drew adds up a good point. No, but you told on two people. You gave two names that time. Right? You don't care that I was a collateral damage. You didn't care that I just got back in my daughter's life, then had to be ripped away again right after I helped save your daughter's life. So you just care about your daughter's life, man. Fuck my daughter, right? And I'm like, well, you kind of said fuck your daughter and you let... And it was crazy because if he hadn't stepped up for it, they were running hard on Carly. And Carly, they wanted Carly to actually flip over on Sonny. So it was never about even her. They just wanted somebody to open Pandora's box so they can get access to Sonny. So in a way, yeah, Nina did fuck up fuck up the feeding tree. But Carly did put herself into the lion's den with that, purchase. But Drew backs her up on that too. But let me finish. And she was like, I'm sorry. I was grateful for what you did. And Nina says, didn't know that you would be the one to go to jail. And Drew is like, you didn't care. You were just hell-bent on destroying Carly. And I think it's insecurity. And she was like, what are you talking about? What? Insecure, bitch. I am a Iris. I am not insecure about nobody. And then Drew goes for the kill belt. Wiley and Amelia love Carly. They're even closer than you. They're even closer to her than you. And now that I think about it, so is Willow. And let's not even talk about Sonny and Carly and their dysfunctional bond. But it's unbreakable. You can't stand that. You wanted Carly out of the picture. And Nina's like, okay, you know what? I won't deny what I did. But you are responsible for putting yourself at risk, Drew. This is Drew's reasoning to why I guess he went to jail for Carly. What Carly did was a well-intentional act of support. There was no nefarious motive whatsoever. But what you did, you just wanted to take her out. And now I want to take you out. Nina reminds Drew that he just can't fire her and that he needs to talk to legal. I may not own the company, and she was like that. She did that. That's the shimmy. I may not own the company, but without me, there is no magazine. And threatens. I said, and you're just threatening. You're threatening to shutter Crimson just to get rid of me. I will do anything to make you pay. That's how Drew responds back to her. Drew offers Nina the termination letter to sign for Crimson. Plus, and if she doesn't, the staff will be Drew offers Nina the termination letter for Crimson, and if she doesn't accept, he's going to shut Crimson down and fire all the employees. He gives her a moment. Nina throws the paper into the box and then sees a picture of Willow and the kids, and then he comes right back. Time's up. Is Crimson going down with you? Nina signs. And he's like, I'm surprised you gave in so quickly. And Nina turns around. Crimson is my baby. And I'll do anything to save her employees. Even if it means giving up everything I care for. Then Drew goes below the belt again. Do you really think I would sabotage Crimson, Aurora's flagship, for you? Crimson was always going to be fine. Nina's like, you played me. You manipulated me. No, I just played on you always wanting to be a martyr. Drew, he can be vicious. I'm telling you that right now. Nina makes a comment about the employees losing their jobs because the magazine is nothing without me. You're not going to keep the photographers, the designers, the advertisers, the editorial staff. The editorial staff will quit immediately. I made this magazine. This is my magazine. I'm irreplaceable. And Drew comes back and fires back. And yet, I've already replaced you. And in walks Carly. And they both was fly. I gotta give it. Carly had on the red boots with the black leather jacket and the fitted skirt. She looked good. Nina was really rocking it. They was looking both good. But I still would take fashion advice from Nina. I'm sorry. I can shoot me, okay? So basically, Carly is the new editor-in-chief of Crimson. Now, sneak peek showed Drew, trying to encourage Carly to take on this new genre. I don't think Carly wants it. She just wanted to support her man, burn Nina a little bit in the process, but she don't want this responsibility, and I don't want her to want this responsibility. I know she's doing this, guys. And for y'all be like, I couldn't believe I thought she was gonna be like Bobby. We all did. We thought she was gonna take the high road. I really wanted her to take the high road, but she's feeling guilty for allowing Drew to get dragged in prison. So she's going to do whatever he asks to support him, even if it means lessening herself, which is what Sam warned her about. And Nina was looking fierce. And Nina about to come back. Esme about to come back. Nina about to come back. It's about to get juicy, juicy, and juicier. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up because it has been a long video. It's late here and I have the house, house is kind of quiet. So I thought this was a good time to do it. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend and an even better start of the work week. If I don't pop in over this weekend, I will definitely you'll definitely see me on Monday. But until then, guys, you have a wonderful weekend. Stay blessed, and I'll talk to you soon. Like and subscribe if you like the content. Bye.